Hi there, my name is Cynthia Wakio. I'm the Communication and Events Manager here at Corporate Staffing Services. Today we're going to be talking about a training we offer to corporates, and we are joined by our lead trainer, Mr. Pamina Soinaina, who's going to take us through how this training goes and what it's all about. Thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you, Cynthia, for having me.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the training we offer here, performance management. Tell me more about it and its importance to businesses.
Great. So performance management it's a training we offer to our clients, and mainly it's on the issue of how can companies, employers assist their employees when it comes to productivity. Now, whenever we talk to many managers and business owners, one of the key things that I would say they would want to see improve, it's on the issue of productivity. And productivity comes in when you have a system in place. And that is why we saw it fit to introduce the performance management training, whereby we're able to empower not only the managers, but even the employees themselves, so that they can understand what is performance management and how do you go about it. Because I can assure you, Cynthia, there are a lot of conversations that go along when it comes to performance management. And majority of them are not so good, because think of a typical Monday meeting. It's always about the boss asking the staff, what have you done? And sometimes the employee doesn't understand what is expected of them. So we look at performance management in a holistic way to be able to guide and empower the companies to run the performance management programs and to put systems in place such that it works for the staff and it also works for the organization. Yeah.
So how critical is it when it comes to the success of a business?
Performance management, it's do or die when it comes to an organization. Because think about it, if an organization doesn't have KPIs, key performance indicators, then how can you know that you're being able to meet the milestones or the goals that you set for yourself? So performance management, I would say it's a critical aspect of the business. And that's why I recommend to business owners, to managers, it doesn't matter how small your firm is. You could even be having 3 staff, or you could be having 10,000 staff. It doesn't matter. Performance management is something to think about. From the moment you hire your first staff, even if you're a solo business owner and now you brought someone else, then you have to think about performance management. And the way we help organizations is we start from crafting job descriptions or training them on how to craft job descriptions. From there, we empower them on how do you come up with KPIs, key performance indicators, how do you set goals, how do you set key milestones. Then from there, we go to the appraisal system itself. You know, how do you appraise someone? Because a lot of times appraisals, they are just done to tick a box. But when you look at the real results, there's nothing. And everyone feels, okay, we've done 2 appraisals this year. But if you ask the management, if you ask the company, the decision makers, the directors, they will tell you, okay, we can't be able to see the association between the performance management or the performance appraisals and us being able to achieve our objectives. Yeah. And then also beyond that, we also advise, what do you do with non-performing staff? You know, and even how do you treat the ones who've been able to meet your expectations and even exceed? So what remuneration, what incentives do you put in place to be able to even encourage further good performance? Yeah. So it's a critical aspect of the business. And like I've said, it doesn't matter. So long as you have 1 staff member, then you have to take performance management with its seriousness, the seriousness it deserves.
Yeah. So you've highlighted some of the things people will pick out when they come to this training. So tell me who this training is made for.
This training is for anyone in management, supervisory capacity, all the way even to the business owners. The few business owners I've trained is because they want to understand. Remember, performance management, 1 day training is enough. So the ones who come here for a training, they want to understand, you know, have a deeper understanding of performance management. And I always tell managers and even business owners, before you go to using balance scorecard or 360 degree, all those are nice templates. But first, do you understand the principles? So our training, we focus on principles such that whatever you use, whichever other template you use, you'll be able to understand. And the way I look at it is, think of you getting a driving license. I mean, if you're trained to drive a particular class of car, you can, especially learn, for example, class E, I believe that's the one for small cars. You find with that, you can be able to drive a Probox, you can be able to drive a Mercedes, you can be able to drive, a Land Cruiser. Yeah, so it's the same case. If you come to a training, we equip you with the principles such that now if you want to advance them to the next level where you're using balanced scorecard, we can help you with that. Yeah. So in a nutshell, first we empower the managers and the business owners, and then we can now go to the other staff. And the other staff is basically to help them understand what are KPIs, what's the role of performance management, so that also we can have their buy-in. They can get to understand, and everyone now can work. They can walk at the same pace.
Yeah. So what makes corporate staffing stand out? Because there are other organizations that offer this training.
Very good question, Cynthia. So whenever a client comes to us, they want us to train them on performance management or to even implement performance management at their place. What we do is we don't have one training for everyone. So we get to customize, we get to find out, Cynthia, in your organization, what are you lacking? Is it for you, is the issue appraisal? For others, is the issue KPIs? They're at that basic level. Other organization, it could be an issue of buy-in. They've probably even had the performance management system in place, but the staff don't understand the importance. So we get to understand where you're coming from. And then from there, we customize the training. Yeah. So I would say what sets us apart is that aspect of we're able to customize the training to be able to fit or to match your needs. Yeah. And then also the fact that we've been able to consult across various industries and sectors, we're able to apply the best practices. So for example, today we'll have a client from manufacturing, the other day we'll have someone who's from an SME, another day we'll have someone from the non-profit, that's an NGO. So with all that experience, we're able to put the skills together and be able to see what works best and what can we be able to offer to this client.
So you've done several trainings before. Are there any success stories from other trainings?
Very, very many. If I talked about each one of them, you'd spend the whole day with me here. But I'm sure you're busy on other things. But the ones that top of mind, it's this real estate firm, and they had a lot of sales staff turnover. And the reason was because there was a lot of conflict. And when we talked to the sales staff and the managers, there was a disconnect in the sense that they didn't have KPIs. And for them, the winning, what made the difference was just coming up with the KPIs, helping them to understand how do you generate KPIs. KPIs, key performance indicators, and we made sure that these KPIs were smart. As we say, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And now everyone they were hiring knew I'm being hired on the basis of these KPIs. And then beyond the KPIs, we also helped them to come up with an incentive structure, a commission-based structure. So someone knew if I met these goals, if I met this target, this is what I was going to get in addition to my salary. So staff were able to see, oh, these are the advantages. If I'm able to work 12 hours a day, for that extra effort, I'm able to get this. And so also, if someone doesn't do their bit, they are not growing, they are not getting business, then they also can't come and complain on the issue of salary. So we were able to make sure that decision making in as far as remuneration and in as far as promotions, it was now being done on an objective basis because there was a reference point. And that reference point was the KPIs, your performance based on the KPIs, and the growth that you've been able to achieve. So that's one organization that stands out for me. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. So when you're looking at, you customize your trainings, but then does it apply also to how long it takes, and is there a certification after the training?
Now, the training, we offer them at 2 levels. So number one, we have an open day, where an organization can send their managers and we train these managers together with other managers. So here, our goal is to introduce the ones in management to have a better appreciation of performance management. So that's one approach. The other approach is where this organization calls us to train their managers. Yeah. And I would say this is where I've seen a lot of impact, because also when you're training the managers together, they're able to share experiences because they work for the same organization. Yeah. The other one where you send your manager and we train them with other managers, there's still an impact, in the sense that also there's something that happens when people from different sectors, industries are able to sit together and share the experiences. Yeah. But either way, we get to understand why is Cynthia coming. Whether she's coming to join other managers or she's calling us to train the organization, the key thing here is to customize their training. And based on the customization, we can be able to see, is this a one-day training? Is this something that we need to do 2 half days? Is this something we need to do maybe every day we do 2-3 hours, and then we stretch it over a couple of days? So we are flexible. Because also there are some organizations who will tell us, oh, Paminas, weekdays is our most critical day, so can you do something for us over the weekend? Or we prefer something online where our managers meet you for 2 hours in a particular day in a week, and then you stretch the training, let's say, for 4 or 5 weeks. So it all depends with the organization, and ourselves, we are flexible. Yeah.
All right. So as we wrap up, an employer looking at this video, what would you tell them? What are the next steps?
Oh, there's a question you asked me and I didn't answer. So we are NITA certified trainer, accredited trainer. So that means the training we offer is NITA certified. And as an organization, you can also get reimbursement from NITA if you use us, because we are NITA accredited.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
Yes, I forgot that. Now, in terms of if you're an employer or you're a manager and you're watching this video, I believe empowering your management staff with this key management skill is very important, because a lot of fights that go on in the organization to do, especially the ones that have to do with performance management, is because both parties, they don't understand each other. And it's not, you could be having a very qualified person, someone who's really who really wants to work for your organization. They're excited about their day-to-day job, but if there are no metrics on how to measure their performance, chances of the relationship not working, they are really, really high. So I would tell you, invest in that one-day training, or invest in empowering your staff with this skill, and you see a very great difference. There's a survey I did in 2019, and I realized companies who have a performance management system in place, they normally see their revenues grow up by 30 to 40%. Yeah. They do better because both parties know this is what I'm working towards. It's very easy, as opposed to just someone turning up or the management just giving tasks to an individual without understanding what's the connection between what someone is doing and the goals of the organization. Yeah. So they should reach out to us. Consultation is free. We get to understand where they're coming from, and we'll be able now to customize something that will suit their needs.
All right. Thank you so much for that insightful session. It's important for employers to know what their employees are doing. They also know what they are doing, and it all leads to business success.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. As you've heard from the experts, if you have managers or supervisors that are leading teams, this training is for you. Fill in the form below, and our training coordinator will reach out to you to take you to the next step. Thank you so much, and see you next time.